All right, gang, I've got another boatload of awesome deals to talk about. A lot of testers here, really highly discounted. And so this is another one of those videos that I'm talking about great deals I found online. Every fragrance that I'm going to talk to you about will be tagged the same timestamp that I'm talking about that fragrance. So you can actually directly click on the button that's on the left and the bottom and go right to the store that is selling these highly discounted niche and some designer fragrances. Yeah, there's a few designer, maybe just one actually in this video. So it's a mostly niche offerings collection of fragrances. But I am also going to do a small mini haul of 4 fragrances that I bought recently that were shipped and delivered to me, that I bought during one of these videos that I shot throughout the series I've done over the months. And I'm going to talk to you about those as well and tell you those deals too. But before I start these fragrances, I've got a couple of things I want to talk to you about. First is Vanilla Mudslide. So Vanilla Mudslide did come back, and I've got it tagged here. If you're in the market for it, please get it, because as of the shooting of this video, there was only 10 left. I aired my video in the evening, so it wasn't during the normal air time. So I think this one didn't sell out, but also the brand had sent 50 ml bottles. So I think the 50 mls flew out really quickly, like before 2 hours into the video, it was gone. But there was a lot of 100 mls. It's back now and it's selling. And Vanilla Mudslide is definitely one of the sexiest vanilla fragrances. If you haven't tried it, please do. And as of the shooting of this video, there's 10 left at the store. And if you haven't gotten your bottle yet, please get it. It's so awesome. It's so sexy, very long lasting, super intense, sticky, gooey vanilla with spices and almonds and vodka and musky notes and woods. And we've got butter in here as well. It's great. It reminds me a little bit of Tobacco Vanille, but not as far as the smell goes, more as an experience, because there's a little bit of a tobacco-ish touch in there. But get it before it's gone. Once it's gone, it'll be probably around another month and a half or so before it restocks. It's a great scent. I actually wore it the other day and I love it. And it's one of the best fragrances that I put my nose on in a long time. So yep, that is Vanilla Mudslide. It's selling currently, but by the time this video airs, maybe it'll be out of stock. Check it. It's timestamp tagged, and get yourself a bottle. All right, also just to come back to ScentFest SF, it is up and running now. If you haven't heard about it, I'll add the video in the info box. It is a consumer-focused fragrance fair here in San Francisco on June 26, 27, and 28. If you've been wanting to go to a fragrance fair and you haven't been able to, you can come to San Francisco on the dates of June 26, 27, and 28. So the project kind of landed in my lap, and it was also kind of sort of because there was a few other events happening in the area. Most importantly, World Perfumery Congress in Monterey, which is about 2 hours south of San Francisco. There's also the Global Business of Beauty Global Forums happening in Napa Valley, which is about an hour north. So these beauty and fragrance related events happening here. So I decided to do ScentFest, bring together niche fragrance houses together in one awesome venue called the Fort Mason, overlooking the Golden Gate Bridge and the Alcatraz in the San Francisco Bay. And you get to discover really awesome fragrances from, like I said, various niche houses. There's also going to be experiences there. There's going to be panels and talks, and we're organizing all of that stuff. It's going to be on the website soon, and you'll find out. It's a 3-day show, and it'll have VIP hours, plus the VIP tickets and regular tickets are all early bird pricing right now. So now's the time to get your tickets and book your travel to San Francisco, when it's going to be a pretty busy time, end of June here in the city. So get your tickets. I have a link in the info box. Go catch that video, the full announcement of ScentFest SF. You'll find more details on that. And that's all I have to say about ScentFest SF. Now we're going to get started with the fragrances that are highly discounted. Let's go to the house of AKRO first. This is Smoke. So Smoke, one of my favorite AKRO fragrances, is about smoking addiction. This is, well, the brand started, when it first started with 5 fragrances, they were all inspired by addictions. I think they kind of continued and then kind of maybe changed. I don't understand the focus now, but this one's about smoking, and it's a very smoky real authentic cigarette smoky, ashy take on something like tobacco vanille. So not smelling like vanilla mudslide, not smelling like tobacco vanille, although this is a bit more closer to tobacco vanille. Just imagine if you were to experience tobacco vanille with a lot more smoke. That's what you get with this. Because the dry down, to me, it's that kind of warm, ambery, vanillic dry down. There's warm spices in there, but this one has that ashy cigarette smoke. And so you've got that experience. It's my favorite, and I love it. Smoke for $88. Great price on that because it's normally $188, so you're saving $100 on that one. This is not a tester. I'll let you know which one's a tester. I've indicated them, and take advantage of these great deals if you're in the market for some new fragrances and you don't want to pay full price. So next, we're going to the house of MANCERA. This is Oud Violet. This is $56 for 120 ml. And normally 120 ml MANCERA fragrance goes for $180. So that's a great, great price for this. $56 is cheaper than a designer offering. And what's Oud Violet about? So this is violets, but it's also violet leaves to me. It smells like that watery, crisp greenness of violet leaves, plus that kind of powdery, floral like effect that you get with the real violet flowers here combined together. And in the dry down, there's basically an oudy effect happening as well. It's definitely something that a violet lover should like. To me, violet leaves and violets in general do have a difference in smell and also experience. The violet leaves has that watery crispness that's quite ozonic, kind of sort of giving me a little bit of an appley or cucumbery effect. It's kind of wet and crisp at the same time, whereas the flower itself is more like floral, powdery, a little bit irisy, a little bit makeup-y, but this to me is more the ozonic touch. But if you're into the idea of ozonic violet fragrances that go powdery with a bit of an oudy effect, this is a great price. It's 120 ml for $56. Really, really highly discounted. It's a tester, so you'll most likely get the bottle only, no full presentation, because normally it's 120 ml for $180. So if you're in the market for something ozonic with a light effect of oud, plus it's a MANCERA kind of a DNA, definitely check out Oud Violet from the house of MANCERA for $56 as a tester. Again, the original or the suggested retail for a full presentation is $180. So next we're going to the house of KAJAL. It's Lamar, my favorite KAJAL. Still, I love this one. I really, really love the way it smells. To me, it's almost like a beefed up take on the original Dolce & Gabbana pineapple. If you guys remember that, it got discontinued. It was that tall bottle with the pineapple on top of it. And this is like a niche take on that. It's about like a lot more robust. It's a bit more amberier, but plus in addition to the pineapple, you've got a lot more fruity touches in here. It's a Mark Buxton creation. It's 100 ml for $85, and normally 100 ml is $220. It's a really awesome scent. We've actually featured this in the Scent Club kit. That was our second or third Scent Club kit. I can't remember now. I think it was the third, come to think of it. But you can smell the kind of ripened but still sweet tart of pineapple in here. Plus there's like red berries kind of an effect happening, and eventually it kind of gets gooey, a little bit caramelly, and definitely more ambery in the dry down. Along the way there's some spices, but a gorgeous fragrance. Really love this one. And KAJAL does a lot of fruity fragrances, but I think this still is my favorite from the house. That's why we featured it in a Scent Club kit as part of our original Scent Club, because it's one of my favorites. It's definitely an awesome scent. I love wearing it. 100 ml, $85. As a tester bottle, normally it's 100 ml for $220. So great, great price. Again, these are timestamp tagged, and timestamps are in the info box. You can click on the fragrance, and there will be a little window on the side, on the left, I should say, in the bottom, where if you click on it, it opens up all of the products that I'm talking about here, tagged to the actual store they're found in. So I should also clarify, if I haven't, maybe this is the first time you're tuning into one of these videos. What are testers? Testers are not full presentation. For example, if you get a bottle, a fragrance like from BYREDO, it comes in a box like this. But if you get a tester, you're only going to get the bottle that's inside. Sometimes, rarely, but sometimes you won't get a cap either. You'll just get a bottle like this. I'm not 100% sure about KAJAL, I think you do get the caps, but sometimes if you've been watching these videos, some of the bottles, or maybe just like one, I think so far in a long time, the cap didn't come with it. But most of the time the cap does come. So again, that's what testers are. They're the actual testers that the stores receive to actually have people preview the fragrances. So they're legit fragrances. They're just not full retail in a full presentation. All right, let's move on to the next fragrance. It's from the house of Thomas Cosmala. This is number 10, Desir de Coeur, Elixir de Parfum. Super concentrated, highly concentrated amber woods bomb. 100 ml for $75 tester. Great price for this because normally it's $270. It's almost $200 off, $195 off. Really, really great price for this. And if you like amber woods, super dry, dusty ambroxan with, musky touches, light aquatic saltiness, amber and woods, lots of woods. And it's also very, very powdery. So if you like that kind of a style, I think this would satisfy. But again, it's amber woods, synthetic, really, really strong. It's Elixir de Parfum, so highly, highly concentrated, and a great price, $75 for a 100 ml tester bottle. So again, once again, not full presentation. I've bought plenty of testers myself of Thomas Cosmala. They all have come with caps. I can't guarantee they all will, but all of the ones I bought came with a cap. And so this, in fact, this one was a tester bottle as well. So I don't know if it says tester on here. Sometimes it'll say tester on the product. This one's not saying it. But again, if you're familiar with Thomas Cosmala's number 4, Après l'Amour, this is kind of sort of like that, but really super intensified, really, really potent. So that is number 10, Desir de Coeur, Elixir de Parfum from the house of Thomas Cosmala, 100 ml for $75, and normally it's $270 for that 100 ml. So you are getting a really, really great deal on that. Next, we're going to the house of ROJA Parfums. This is pricey, but the original bottle is also really, really pricey. We're talking about Amber Oud, 100 ml for $315 as a tester, and it's normally 100 ml for $790. Now this one, I've never bought a ROJA tester. Do you get the cap with it? I'm hoping. I'm not 100% sure. Sometimes the caps are pretty valued, because they're kind of very luxurious and over-the-top caps. But most of the time, people want the fragrance, the juice inside the fragrance. And I think this is a great price for this fragrance, $315. Normally it's $790, so you're saving a lot of money on this. And what is this one all about? It's amber, it's oud, and it's fruity and musky, I think, for me. That's what I get. Very Middle Eastern, super duper Middle Eastern smelling. And I think there's a little bit of a funk under there, kind of like that musky funk. And again, you've got the oudiness, you've got rose, you've got some fruitiness. And in the end, it's very luxurious Middle Eastern style amber and oud combo from the house of ROJA Parfums. So that is Amber Oud from ROJA Parfums. Again, it's a very expensive fragrance, so at $790 for 100 ml suggested retail, down to 100 ml for $315, and it's a tester, so that's really, really highly discounted. So get that one if you've been looking for it, because it's definitely very luxurious for a Middle Eastern style offering from a luxury niche house like ROJA Parfums. Let's move on to the house of AMOUROUD. This is Lunar Vetiver. Lunar Vetiver, I recently featured in my Vetiver fragrances deep dive video. If you haven't caught that, please go catch it. Now, this is actually also really highly discounted. Normally, it's $230 for 100 ml, but it's discounted to $90 for 100 ml. This is not a tester, though, so it comes with its box. And so here we have super duper dry and creamy at the same time. Like, you can smell or experience the wood shavings touch in here with the vetiver, but there's a creamy layer under it as well, like a smooth creamy. I wouldn't say this is like uber like creamy, like milky, but there's definitely that kind of smoothness with the woods and the grassiness of the vetiver that's in here. But very masculine, lots of woods, earthy, a little damp, a little soggy, but very, smooth and creamy, and over the top masculine take on a vetiver fragrance. There's some spices along the way, maybe some light citruses, maybe a little bit of amber, but I think it's the highlight of the vetiver. That's what this fragrance is all about. Lunar Vetiver from the house of AMOUROUD. You know, I actually like the white bottles a little bit more than the dark bottles from this house. And this is definitely really super solid for a vetiver fragrance if you're looking for something new. 100 ml for $90 for that. So the next fragrance I'm talking about is from the house of Penhaligon's. I don't see this on their website anymore, so most likely it's discontinued. This is Penhaligon's Halfeti Cedar, 100 ml for $225. It's a great price. It's also my favorite in the Halfeti series. Let's see what the new one's going to be like. I know there's a new one. But this to me is Cedar and Booziness, created by Christian Provenzano. It's super duper sexy. There's a booziness, there's an earthiness, woods, lots of woods and spices, but also that kind of DNA that Halfeti has. But for me, I'm not a big fan of Halfeti. My least favorite is the original. I like the leather, but I really love the cedar. And sadly, the cedar got discontinued. But this is selling for $225. Yeah, it's not highly discounted because in the end, it's not very readily available. But it is now found, and I should say, if you are in the market for a bottle of Halfeti Cedar, you should definitely get yourself a bottle because I don't know how long it'll be around. I checked on the Penhaligon's website. I don't see it there. I can't find it if I search for it. And then on Wiki Parfum, which is owned by Puig. Remember, we discussed Puig and Estee Lauder merging potentially. So I checked on there because Puig owns Penhaligon's, and it did write discontinued. So this is definitely disappearing. And maybe there's some stock out there, and, you know, the discounters have gotten it. But it's 100 ml for $225, Penhaligon's Halfeti Cedar. I think the original price on that is probably around $275, maybe $295. But, you know, it is not very discounted because it's not very readily available. And then I've got one more Penhaligon's here. This is the Inimitable William Penhaligon, also featured in the vetiver focused video I did. This is a little bit nutty. It's a vetiver, and it's selling for 75 ml for $146. And unfortunately, the suggested retail price is not written down. Actually wrote down the discounted price. Well, I paused the video to go double check. I guess I did not really check the price because I went to the Penhaligon's website. It says $350 for this for suggested retail price, but you can't buy it. It says join the waiting list. So I don't know what's going on with this fragrance. Is it discontinued? Are they cranking out new bottles? I don't know, but there are testers online for this, and it's $146 for a 75 ml bottle, which is how it looks like right here. It's a great vetiver. It's super classy, very elegant. I mean, there's definitely, like, Penhaligon's and British fragrances do come off somewhat very classy and masculine and elegant leaning. And that I find that one to be like that. Not so much with the Lunar Vetiver, but they're not identical, but they're sharing a focus note, which is the vetiver. But really enjoy the Inimitable William Penhaligon. If you haven't tried it, please do. And then we've got a fragrance from Givenchy's collection, La Particulière, their higher end collection. This is Trouble-Fete. Now, these don't go on sale that often. This is suggested retail price for $345 for 100 ml. And this is on sale for $198 at the discounter. So it's a pretty good price, especially since these don't go on sale. And this is a great fig. It's green and fruity at the same time, created by Marie Salamagna. A really great smelling, kind of fresh, green, crisp, sweet and fruity together, and perfect for summertime, I think. If you like the idea of fig, I think it's definitely super solid. One of the best from this house in the Freshie collection, and I've worn quite a bit of it. And it's good. It's a great price for $198. It's under $198, so it's under $200. And normally this is selling for $345, so quite pricey. So that is Trouble-Fete from the house of Givenchy. Let me know if you're familiar with it. I've spoken about this in various videos throughout the channel, but maybe you haven't heard about it. But if you're looking for a fig, it's a great one for sure, from the house of Givenchy. So that is Trouble-Fete from the house of Givenchy. Let me know what your thoughts are. We're going to the house of Byredo next. We've got Rose Noir. So Rose Noir, I think, got discontinued, then it was brought back because I remember calling the Byredo boutique here in San Francisco. I had heard a rumor. They said it was discontinued. So maybe they lied to me, or maybe it came back. but it is at the discounter right now, really highly discounted. 100 ml for $162, and normally these suggested retail price fragrances are $330. Rose Noir is basically that. It's a dark rose fragrance, kind of a cheaper style, I think. Yeah, it's a bit fruity, I think. Dark and kind of earthy patchouli. Definitely the cheaper style. It's actually quite good. It's BYREDO. It's the BYREDO DNA for sure. Jerome Epinay's creations. But I think the $162 is a great price. 160 times 2 is it's you know, it's about 50% off for this suggested retail. Let me know the real story on this. Is it really discontinued? Because I stored it away and I put it up high where all my discontinued fragrances are, because I don't reach up for them that often. And then I keep seeing it here and there, and then I saw this at the discounter for $162, and I wanted to highlight it for you guys. If you're a BYREDO fan and you like the idea of a chypre, rose chypre, earthy, kind of patchouli-esque, but, you know, kind of a jammy, spicy rose, that one definitely is something you should check out for $162. Suggested retail price, $330. Let's move on to the house of MIZENSIR next. It's Ideal Oud. I actually did a full video on MIZENSIR discounted fragrances during the holidays, and there was some great stuff, but I haven't seen this fragrance for this low yet. This is Ideal Oud, 100 ml for $100 tester. So this to me is a westernized oud, kind of in the ballpark of something along the line of Oud Wood from Tom Ford, with a little bit of a leatheriness added to it as well. There's spice there, lots of woods, and it's a Western oud. It's not like your funky animalic Middle Eastern style oud, but it's wearable, it's masculine, it's spicy, it's woody, oudy, maybe a little bit of leather, like I was saying. There's a slight leathery touch here. And then, of course, you've got pretty decent longevity with it as well. Ideal Oud. I don't think this is the more popular of the ouds from this house, but if you're looking for an oud, very wearable, niche style, westernized oud, Ideal Oud is definitely pretty solid for $100 for 100 ml. Normally, those are selling suggested retail price for $285, so you're saving around $185 on that one. Great deal. I'm going to talk about this fragrance as well, Checkmate from the house of FRAPIN. This is really discounted to $70, although suggested retail price is around $180. But this is woods and spices, a little bit of leather. Once again, it's leathery, but it's not like the previous fragrance, Ideal Oud. I actually did a sort of a deep dive on FRAPIN fragrances. If you guys don't know FRAPIN, it's a cognac maker from the city of Cognac in France. And the brand is actually a cognac maker, and they have fragrances as well, is what I'm trying to say. And this doesn't smell boozy or any cognac-y. This is more woods and leather and spices. And I think super masculine leaning offering as well. So that's Checkmate from the house of FRAPIN. It's a great price, $70 for 100 ml. Normally $180 suggested retail price. And I'm going to leave this with, I'm going to leave the video with this fragrance from the house of NISHANE WULONG CHA. A great price on 100 ml. This is a 50 ml, $150 for 100 ml. Normally it's $375 suggested retail price for 100 ml. And this is going to be great for the coming warm season, the summer season. One of the best tea fragrances. You know, the more I smell Wulong Cha, I think between this and Amber Calabria, I discovered Amber Calabria before this. I get similarities. I feel like it's the same fragrance pretty much in Amber Calabria, but the Amber Calabria has been given actually, it has a similar DNA, but Amber Calabria has been made more green, and it's also been given vanillic ambery treatment because that's what it is. But for me, this is super fresh, very cozy, green and spicy, but one of the best tea fragrances. Really awesome. It's perfect for hot weather. So 100 ml for $150 for that. Normally it's $375. You're saving a lot of money on that. Really great price, really great fragrance. One of the best from NISHANE. I think it's time to do another NISHANE. Although I did a NISHANE video last year. I did a whole deep dive on the house. So if you guys are looking forward to checking that out, go check that video out and learn more about NISHANE. But if you're looking for a bottle of Wulong Cha in 100 ml for $150, it's a great price. So get it. I think that's a tester as well. I forgot to mark that or indicate that, but I believe that's a tester. So that's all I have for you guys today in this video. Until the outro, I'll have a few unboxing to do, a little bit of a haul, but let me know your thoughts on these fragrances. Have you discovered a great deal recently? Add a comment below. Don't forget to take advantage of Vanilla Mudslide. It's almost out. There was only 10 by the time I shot this video. And then please don't forget ScentFest SF. Get your tickets right away. There's early bird pricing. There's VIP passes available as well. And it's happening June 26, 27, and 28. I've got all the information in a link inside the info box. Thanks so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions or comments, please list below, like the video and share it. And I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Bye-bye. All right, I've got 4 products that I have ordered, 4 fragrances that I've ordered in videos like this. After I've done them, I've discovered them and I've ordered them. Some of these I did not mention on camera. So I think most of these that I'm talking about today here, 4 of these fragrances that I'm doing in this haul video, I didn't probably speak about. I later found them and ordered them because they were too good to pass up. Well, let's get started with the first fragrance. So we're going to the house of Chloe. This is the very first Chloe luxury fragrance that I've bought. But I am talking about Atelier de Fleurs Tuberosa 1974. Tester, 150 ml bottle for $90, not $190. So this was a really, really great deal for this. And it's not full presentation, full bottle with a cap and in a tester box. I don't care for the box because I'm running out of space. This is actually, I think it's a redo of their classic Tuberose Focus fragrance. At least that's what I gathered. And I actually sampled the whole entire line last year at Paris Perfume Week, which I'm headed to here in a bit. And they had the whole entire collection. I think they have some kind of an arrangement with Coty, which also had the Enfant Coty fragrances there. And they also had the Jill Sander kind of bottles that they just launched there as well. So I sampled this. I really liked it. And I've been mentioning I'm not really digging tuberose in fragrances, some of the more vintage style. If I recall, this actually didn't have that kind of an effect. We'll see. So 150 ml for $90. It is a bit vintage, old school, but sort of tolerable. No, I think it's pretty tolerable, but you really have a almost kind of like a fracas style tuberose effect. So I didn't have this collection at all in my, I don't have any fragrances from this collection in my collection. So it was a great price, $90, because these are over $300. It's also a 150 ml bottle. Who's a fan of this collection? I know there's one by, I think there's a vanilla by Quentin Biche, which, is it Vanilla Planifolia or Vanille Planifolia? He created it. It has a little reminder of something like Mer Shadow from Bon Parfumeur. So it does remind me a little bit of that. But I want a bottle of that, but I couldn't pass up the deal on this one. $90 for a 150 ml bottle of a kind of an old school tuberose. It's very classic, by the way. But it's actually really, really decent. Not as... Because I'm like, sometimes tuberose rubs me the wrong way. This is not doing that. But it is definitely on the classic side. And it is called Tuberosa 1974. If you know the history of the original Chloe tuberose fragrance, let us know, add a comment below. But I think that's a great score. $90 for this. 150 ml bottle. Super awesome. All right, let's put that aside. The rest of the fragrances are AZZARO fragrances. I was going to do a big AZZARO haul. I decided to do a few here and there. Now I'm going to talk about these three fragrances. The first one, I paid, this is 75 ml for $28. This is Solarissimo Marettimo. So yeah, marine, we're going there, but we'll see what happens with this. Is it super duper marine, or is it like a freshie with a marine effect? So these fragrances never get released here. I don't know when they came out, but so it's not easy to sample them. It is. Yeah, it's decent, but there's a lot of woods here. It's fresh, woody, kind of ozonic, watery, slight marine-esque. Not bad, not a wow. But who's a fan? 28 bucks for that. And then we've got AZZARO Fun. This is 100 ml for 31. I think the best deal was the Chloe. 90 bucks for that 150 ml is a score, I think. Let's see what Fun's all about. What is Fun all about? Who's a fan of AZZARO fragrances? So AZZARO, along with Mugler, used to be under the Clarins group, but Clarins offloaded those two brands to L'Oreal in 2019. This is fun, I guess. Fun, but light and fresh, easygoing, not super complex. I think the image tells you exactly what you're going to get. You don't have to think twice about the fragrance. It's not super strong. It's easygoing, fresh, clean, citrusy, a little spicy maybe. Fun. I think this is for people that don't like super intense fragrances. Yeah. And then last but not least, we've got Shine. So this one was $1 more than Fun. I don't know why this one was $1 more. Maybe it's a better fragrance. Shine, is it a solar fragrance? Look at that little drawing. So I guess you can open this up. Is that what they're saying? No. Huh. It almost makes it look like you can open this up, but it doesn't look like you can. Oh, weird. Doesn't that show that maybe you can decant it? No, I don't think it's going to open up. All right, let's smell that. This is Shine for $32, 100 ml. These are both eau de toilettes. In fact, this was also an eau de toilette, all of these AZZAROs. Yeah, this is a bit more tropical, solar, like beachy. Kind of like this one a little bit more than Fun. But both of them are super, super light. Like hardly any scent there. But I do like Shine more than Fun. Actually, Shine is fun. So I think these are perfect for hot, hot days. And kind of like carefree, easygoing, not a lot of thought into fragrance. Yeah, what is the deal with that drawing? Let's see if this one had it too. This one also has it. Let's see, does this one come off? No. I don't know. Anyway, that's the haul for you guys. Let me know if you've sampled these fragrances. What are your thoughts? What do you think about, sorry about that, but what do you think about the Chloe? I think that was a really solid deal. I want to find a few more of those because I don't have any of those Chloe fragrances. And those bottles are super gorgeous, I think. I first discovered this collection when they debuted in France at the Samaritan department store, I think owned by LVMH. And I was instantly, like, I saw them and I was like, wow, these are really beautiful bottles. I like that kind of the ribbed glass look. And I never bought any since then because they never made it here, at least not for physically going and checking them out. But I'm glad to have this, and I need to get the vanilla next as well. And I think they also have a great lavender. That one might be worth it as well. But let me know your thoughts on all of the fragrances I discussed with you today, and stay tuned for another video very soon. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.